Greetings bass players. So today I'm going to do a quick review of the Fender Modern Player Telecaster bass, answer some questions, give you my views on this. I've had it for a while now, played it pretty much every day through my Ampeg stack. I'm really liking this bass, and for £400 can't really argue, can you? So starting with the neck, this is probably best described as a flat C-shaped neck, kind of like on the classic vibe from Squier. It's definitely not as thin as my jazz bass, which can only be called a broomstick with strings as far as I'm concerned. Nice, thin, fast neck. This is quite fat. It's sort of like a P bass, but not a P bass neck. If it was a P bass neck, this bass would be going back because I hate P basses. I don't like fat necks, and this is just borderline thin enough for me. But yeah, nice neck. Headstock, I really like this Telecaster neck thing. I love Telecasters, I've owned a few myself, and I really like this like headstock shape to it. It's really cool. As you can see, all it says on the front is Fender. Don't get why they didn't put Telecaster bass. It seems a bit odd if you ask me, but can't really argue. On the back, the machine heads, these are actually pretty good machine heads, if I'm honest. The Classic Vibe series, I noticed when I tried some out in the store, it felt like they weren't gripping. It didn't feel like you was tuning the bass. You was turning, and then you'd feel the grip. Whereas this feels sturdy, feels strong, and they feel good quality. And again, I'm going back to this price point of 400 quid. This is just nuts for 400 quid. I paid 250 quid for my jazz bass second hand on eBay about 4 or 5 years ago. It was heavily used by the previous owner, and yeah, that's got some shitty parts on it, and that was what, 500 quid brand new. This is 400 and this has got better parts. Crazy. So yeah, really nice neck. Bit too glossy for me, bit too shiny. I prefer worn necks that are used and aged, and this is just too clean for me at the moment. But with enough playing, this will be gone and I'll be able to rough it up a bit, because I hate to break it to all the bass players out there, but I don't like to play basses lightly, as it were. I do like to chuck my bass around, and as far as I'm concerned, basses are a tool, like a drill or a screwdriver, and if you're going to be namby and pamby about it, why play? So anyway, that's the neck. The body, it's a really nice body, not too thick. Here's where your jack goes. On the back, it's got the Fender thing on the neck plate, which is pretty neat. Yeah, body's quite light. It's not as heavy as my jazz bass. It's not as light as the SG bass from Epiphone. It's kind of in the middle, which is nice. It's got some weight to it that it doesn't feel cheap and flimsy, but it's not too heavy that you want to put it down after 10 minutes. So I like the weight to this. It's not as heavy as the jazz bass, and as much as I like playing my jazz bass and I like the weight of it and I like to throw it around and feel like I've got a substantial amount of wood there, this is just a much better weight as far as I'm concerned. You can put more into it, which is great. Pickups, I love these pickups. Again, 400 quid, you expect some sort of naff pickup, but no. Really good versatile pickups. I've managed to get a bit of a jazz bass tone and a bit of a P bass tone by fiddling around with the knobs. So yeah, this is an incredibly versatile bass. Somebody asked me if I would get this or a jazz bass. Personal preference, I'd buy this. The jazz bass, the new ones, the made in Mexico ones from like this year and last year, and the quality control is a bit iffy. Like, some people get a great bass, some people get a shit bass. I was fortunate that that bass from 2003 was just outstanding. You might not be the same with the Mexican jazz bass, and to be honest, this is more versatile. You can get a jazz bass, you've got your humbuckers, you can get a P bass. It's got everything in it, and at the end of the day you can always swap these out, get some more high powered ones and stuff. So I'd suggest this over a jazz bass, if I'm honest. The knobs themselves, these metal ones, I hate them, and that will be the first thing I switch out of this when I get the time, because I just don't like these metal knobs. I think it was the fact that my first bass was a Squier and that had metal knobs, and they just feel cheap and they don't look right, in my opinion, on the bass. I want to get some like my jazz bass, the black ones with the little white line on them. I think they'd fit in a lot better, so I'll be changing these, but no, good knobs. They feel quite substantial. Perfectly fine, no wrong with those. The bridge, nice little bridge. I don't see any problems with this bridge. I mean, obviously I want to try and get some sort of cover for this, because I played my bass with an ashtray on. It's just my preference, and yeah, I want to cover this up at some point, but I haven't had any problems with the bridge. I did set it up myself. It's not slipped, there's no issues with it. There's a nice sustain, and yeah, again, quality parts for 400 quid. And this is from the China factory that makes the classic Vibe series from Squire. So if you've played one of them, you know how fucking amazing they are. And this is a Fender bass from that factory, so the quality is just outstanding. All in all, an incredible machine. And played this since I got it. I've played it pretty much every day through my Ampeg stack, and it's starting to wear in now. You're not getting the clanginess of the brand new strings. Tomorrow I'm sticking some Ernie Ball slinkies on this. Hopefully the postman delivers them, but yeah, Ernie Ball slinkies are going on this, regulars, and then I'm just going to play it non-stop for a couple of weeks, throw it about and get it worn in. But it's worn in quite well. It's sounding better when these strings have worn in. When it was brand new, it was a bit too clean and a bit too jangly, I guess is the word, but played this enough now that it's sounding absolutely fantastic, and there's really no regrets to this bass. And what can I say, if you can get a music store that has these in, just go play one. They're incredible machines for the price. I mean, 400 quid, can't argue, can you? Yeah, it's just crazy that Fender can throw out good quality guitars like this when half the time it's shit that's just crap quality. That's my preference though, and that's my view. Don't start jipping me because I said that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.